Hey everyone, my name is Kevin and I am back with yet another video, and instead of talking about something different, I'm going to be talking about something that we were just talking about a few minutes ago, or rather instead a few hours ago. I'm going to tell you guys my personal opinion on how I felt about the first trailer or teaser trailer of Spider-Man Far From Home. Now, for one, it's kind of new because we never really seen any other Spider movie take place anywhere but New York. It's always been New York, and there's never been one where Spider-Man is living a normal school life. This is the first one where Spider-Man is actually still a school student, and he still has a double life as Spider-Man, and he's not like a photographer. He's not being there's no one trying to kill him. There's no one that knows his identity that is going after him. And that's exactly what is shown in this film, or rather said in this trailer. And in this one, Aunt May is aware that Peter Parker is the Spider-Man from YouTube, and she's okay with it. Now, I thought there was going to be like at least one part of the movie where Peter is like still breaking the rules, still disobeying Aunt May from forbidding him to be Spider-Man. But no, there wasn't one part of the movie where it wasn't like that. But then at one point she just trusts him from being a superhero, and she doesn't need to protect him anymore because he can handle his own weight. Now that's actually something that I thought was going to be established maybe somewhere in this film, but it was never really shown in the teaser. But it is a teaser, so we shouldn't expect too much from the trailer. And lastly, well, not lastly, but also in this one is that Happy Hogan and Aunt May is kind of like a thing now in the MCU. Like, they're going to be dating and stuff, and Happy Hogan is going to be Peter's uncle, I guess, or maybe step-uncle. I really don't know how this stuff works, but I do actually ship it. It's actually pretty funny to see them interacting towards each other. That's actually pretty funny. I really liked it. And also to the fact that we get to see Ned again. Well, of course we're gonna see Ned again. I mean, like, we saw him. We didn't really see him in Civil War, but of course we didn't, because it wasn't really about Peter in Civil War. But anyway, it was nice to actually see the actor still being Ned in this one. And I really like how MJ and Peter are now being a thing. I really liked that type of dynamic. I didn't really think that was going to be actually a thing where Peter and MJ were going to be a thing, because, well, I didn't really see those two actually being a thing in the MCU. But I guess, yeah, they're gonna be a thing, and I really need to get used to it. But actually, to be honest, I actually ship it. I do see them actually interacting towards each other, with Peter being Spider-Man and Spider-Man being Peter. And she's probably going to be like in the face of danger or something. I'm not really sure. Not to mention that these elemental villains, I don't really know what their official name, but I do know that they're called the Elementals, where they can pretty much, where they were pretty much existed way before humans did, and they kind of thrived on the planet before they were forced to go into hyper sleep. And then they finally came back, and they're trying to recover an artifact that is hidden somewhere in Europe. I think that's what it was called from in the comics. Like I said, I don't really know the comics that well. I'm not really that big of a comics fan, but I still want to see what happens in these MCU movies. Not to mention that we also get to see Nick Fury return as well. And yes, I also found out that this movie actually takes place before Infinity War. So if you guys are confused, no, this doesn't take place anywhere before. This doesn't take place anywhere after Infinity War, because after Infinity War, Spider-Man does die. He turns to dust. And anyway, back to it. We also see that Mysterio is he kind of looks like a gladiator wearing a magic dome when you really think about it, because of his armor. But to be honest, I did really want people to do things like they did in the 80s. You know, kind of make them dressed up like their comics counterpart, but instead the MCU and other studios have not done that, and instead they just went ahead and made their own suits, which is why I'm okay with Mysterio actually making his own. With his suit looking like a gladiator or something, with a really great cape and a strange dome helmet. I still don't know what it's called if he doesn't have a dome on his head anymore. And I guess you could say that he's now an anti-hero in the MCU, or I guess a hero in Europe. I guess he's like the superhero in Europe, and not the villain here, because it's not shown anywhere in the trailer that they were fighting together. Maybe they're gonna have one point where they're fighting, and once they realize they're on the same side, they'll join forces, kind of like Avengers, but only with two heroes, and with only one being a real Avenger. Oh wait, hold on, Spider-Man isn't an Avenger yet. Sorry. Anyway, this Spider-Man film is actually pretty amazing. I give this at this rate, I give this trailer a complete 10 out of 10. It was actually a pretty good one. I'm pretty excited to see what this film is gonna hold once it comes out in theaters on July. But with that out of the way, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, don't forget to like the video, share to your friends and family, and let me know what you think. My name is Kevin, and I look forward to hearing from you.